And we're in.
Oh yeah, we're in.
We're super in. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm just chilling. Just left
Well,
work. Gonna have my 100-calorie, 5% alcohol, gluten-free drink.
oh, you got a keto drink.
Spike sparkling water with a hint of black cherry.
To be honest, I've never tried White Claw. That whole craze happened after I left
That
North
craze was
America.
really aggressive. So I
Hmm.
don't blame anyone for just not. I mean, at least on my side, it was just Jesus. Like you couldn't go anywhere, and it was.
Hmm.
I mean, the crowd was just. I would say definitely aimed towards women mostly. Guys
Yeah.
definitely
Okay.
drank them, but it's again the point is it's just drink a lot of them. It's
You
just
can crush these things.
yeah. It's just like a
Yeah.
session thing. You go out to. I mean, now I try it and it's like, yeah, you know what? It's not bad. It's just think like Perrier with
But
alcohol.
with booze. So what is it? What's in it? Is it gin or is it vodka or what is it?
I I don't know because
It's magic.
it doesn't even taste like alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Like it genuinely just tastes like Perrier water with like if you do like one of those squirt things that turns your water into a drink.
Oh yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, 5%.
Cool.
5%. Anyway,
5% there. Let's go.
that's the 5%. Basically a beer.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Yeah, fair.
But you're having your coffee.
I am. Yeah, I need this shit. It's
Where,
like my life juice at this point.
where do you like to get your coffee?
I there's a I don't know, like a Whole Foods
Is it
kind of
is it like
situation.
Pete's Coffee? Is it like a Pete's Coffee brand?
No, no. There's a roastery in Stavanger, in a place south of Norway, that does coffee beans, the roast beans. So I just I
Jesus
just get them from
Christ.
a local
Is
store.
everything just local in Norway? You make
No,
it
I mean
sound like
there's
I
brands,
go
but there's like
I go
fucking
to my
the
local
brands are
coffee
smaller.
roasters
Yeah.
and he gives me a custom bag and he goes, "Here you go, Chris."
No, it's
I,
not like that. Mm-mm. I mean, there's like it's what you would imagine. There's 5.5 million people here, so it's not like the brands that are made here are huge and overreaching.
in the whole country, there's 5.5 million people.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Holy shit!
I'm one of them now
I
at this
think there's
point.
only like 500 million people in Los Angeles.
Uh,
God
yeah,
damn! That's
yeah,
a
yeah. It's tiny.
hey, but whatever. You guys are making it work.
Yeah, yeah. It's cool. It's good here. It's good life. Free healthcare. What's up?
Yeah, I mean, there you go. That's the end of the conversation right
That's
there.
it. Podcast over. Done.
We'd need to have someone like Ben Shapiro come and tell us why that's not everything.
Oh yeah, but his voice is fucking little. Fucking. It's hard to listen to him physically. So
I wouldn't mind talking to him. Just like
yeah.
give him like a drink and then just like I wouldn't be able to take anything he says serious, you know?
No.
It's like when people that are like political or they make decisions based on political reasons. It's like, oh, okay, so you're a boring person. Okay. I did it because it's like, fuck it. You know?
I just
not?
think everything's like, per experience, everything's in the moment, and like this is a thing and that's its own thing and that over there it's its own thing. It's not like one broad brush,
I was reading in Germany. I don't know if I mentioned this in this show. They have like I don't know if it's like a course or a lesson in college, but it's like you learn about American propaganda, and it's like broken down, and there's like an actual book that you can read.
Okay.
And it's just so interesting how much like empty self-confidence we're given
in America.
Yeah, because I'm thinking because you're talking about that the whole holy fuck, I lost what we were talking about. Oh, opinions and political opinions and shit like that. Okay. And it's like, man, people just go at it with such conviction.
Yeah.
Even in the face of facts or like when comedians do the like will do like mock interviews just to kind of like show how dumb the other side is.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
like they're just like gung ho. They will die by their thoughts.
I mean, I would argue it's not even their thoughts. I think it's like it's our team versus their team, and it becomes too much us versus them stuff. And I
Do you
guess if
think,
you're relating it down to restaurants, it's the same thing with front of house, back of house, or ownership and workers. And
or just recently I've been thinking it's like, or even as something as small as chef and line cook.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
have you ever had something like that where it's like, just I get like you're kind of just like, dude, I get it. There's a line that we're not crossing, but you can be kind of cool. You can be like a person. You don't have to come off to like an NPC.
I
You can
mean,
have a personality.
I've had chefs, of course, that like they're a little more I lead, you listen. I've had like guys that are more buddy buddy, and I say guys because I've never had a female head chef, but that's
You've
just
never had a female head chef?
no, no.
I've had one.
How was
I've
that?
worked. Yeah, I've had one, and I've worked with several female cooks, and quite honestly, I couldn't even. Like, I think that's the
It
reason why
shouldn't be a
I
difference, obviously, but
I don't see a different. Like, I just don't. I think if there were, that's why I've never brought it up. Like,
mm,
hey, let's make an episode about that, or even just a line cook talk episode. I wouldn't want to do because it's for me. It's like, I don't know. Like, I'm not a dick to them. They're not like I don't see it like that. You
yeah,
know, like I'm not like, oh hey, you're a female. Hold on, let me adjust my like. No, I've had lazy females. I've had hardworking females. I've had females that's like you can't joke around them. I've
yeah,
had females where I'm like, dude, like that joke went a little too far. It's great, but for me, it's like, damn, god damn, that was too rough.
yeah. And arguably for me, I've had guys that are all the same like that as well. So I mean,
It makes no difference. It's weird.
yeah,
It's weird when you hear stories like, oh,
mm,
you're the chef. Like what the like who? Yeah. Oh, we have talked about this. That
a
is
little
weird.
bit. I think we
Yeah.
touched on it. Yeah, I think we
Yeah,
touched
like
on it a little bit.
it's just fucking weird. I'm not like my ego isn't there. Like you know,
Mm-hmm.
but it is there when you work in a kitchen,
I
and
mean, yeah.
it's candy coated
Mm,
in pride, and a
yeah.
desire to be better. So when you sugarcoat it like that, that's why it's so easy to swallow the ego pill, and once it dissolves, that's how it gets you from the inside out.
I think people start off with good intentions. I think people come in there and they go, okay, because there's so much. I wouldn't say bravado, but I would say like because of the food media and the rich culture that is cooking. We have a lot of pride in what we do. I mean, some do, some don't. Whatever, good for you. But we have a lot of pride in what we do, and we want to do a good job generally. And the job is at its core, it's an always learning type of thing, right? Like there's always something to know, and there's always something to grow from, and it's basically you never end until you retire, and then I don't know, you create an online cooking class or something.
Yeah, it's like you're always a student of the craft until you're done, and then that's
Mm.
sort of, like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I know what you mean. Most of it's just techniques.
But if you go too deep into it, then all of a sudden your ego gets all nasty and fucking,
But it's
you
so
know,
easy because it's like, it's already
yeah,
like this military style. I mean, just the two words, yes, chef.
yeah, yeah,
That's not a maybe. That's not a perhaps. It's like, is there another way? No, it's just yes, chef.
yeah, yeah. I was taught, when you said yes, chef. Basically, I had one head chef when I was younger in my days, and he was like, when you say yes, chef, or you say, whatever the call out is for that, um, that I don't have to think about it anymore. I have given you this thing, and now it is on your brain. You figure it out. You come to me when it's done. uh, you know, and make everything line up. And I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
that's
okay,
fair.
yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily agree with that because when you're doing the expo, when you're doing the pass, it's kind of important to kind of have an overarching
Heavier.
thing. But if you want to check out, I guess, and just let the back of the line do it, that's a style of it as well, I guess. So
Have you ever seen ego take over on Expo?
I mean, yes. Of course I have. I mean, it's really nasty because like when people get an attitude about things, it's you know, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I've done it. You've done it. I'm sure. Like we've all kind of been there, and we all think we know better at some point at certain ways. And but on Expo, when somebody gets crazy, fuck man, like sometimes they go all nuts and they just try and plow things at you, and you try and tell your Expo guy, and you're like, I can't take anymore. Can you give me like 6 7 minutes? The good ones will be like, okay, cool. I'll put this in the to go pile.
I kind of
you know.
just, yeah, like I kind of digest it sort of like a cup.
Yeah.
You can give me all those orders, but once my cup's full, you're more than welcome to keep spouting out orders at me. But I've locked into like how
Mm,
many, what I need to do, like what I'm
mm,
working on currently
mhm,
versus what's the next dish that's going to be following it. Because, yeah, so, and it's just annoying. It really is. Like a bad
mhm,
expo, it's not just it's not just like having a good service, it's just being in a good state of mind,
mm, mhm.
and then being expo, I feel like being expo is more than just the guy running the tickets and organize. It's understanding what cooks you can push more than others, how you can
Yep.
actually push them.
Mhm.
It's you're kind of like their cheerleader and their support, like they'll
Yep.
do what they got to do, but you
Mhm.
just got to let them do their thing.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
always ask, hey, sorry, can you squeeze in one more ticket? Blah blah blah. Or I'm gonna need one of those for a refire.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I've had so many services where I feel that I really fucked up,
Mhm.
but the chef was like, no, 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 you were fine, man. It's like it's just a lot of tickets. You know,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That happens. I mean, of course it happens. I mean, the thing is, I've always subscribed to the notion of, if you're just honest about it, because it's worse when you go like, "Yep, yep, give it to me, daddy," and then you fuck it all up, and then it's just a big old clusterfuck. I find like that's worse than saying chill for five. Let me line these things up a little bit, and then we can go from there.
I like to ask my cook. Oh, you know what? It also depends because it's like my main experience is
Hmm.
very much in a order to fire where
Hmm.
each ticket you don't have to like have it same time.
Mm.
Each ticket, had different things for different stations, and it was like whoever got it out fast. And in my
Yeah.
thing, it's like that's what I liked about it is you get expo and then you get that support. Like sometimes the chef will jump in and help you and have it
Hmm.
like a manager do it.
Hmm.
So it's not like an overcomplicated thing. I think it's something you can teach people. It's
Hmm.
just about not letting the fact that you're getting slammed be overwhelmed.
Yeah. I mean, like we're talking ego, like as a grill cook or something, it's pretty easy to think you're like the top shit of everything. But like at a certain point, like if you fuck up because your ego gets in the way and you figure you can take more than you can, or for whatever reason, you didn't sleep well the night before, you went out drinking, you and your girlfriend are fighting or boyfriend or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're not really on your game, and all of a sudden like, yeah, yeah, I can do this, no problem, and then all of a sudden you crash the line, you know, it's
Yeah,
it's
that
kind of a
really
worse thing.
sucks.
And then you have to think about it. You have to like reassess and do a post shift and say, okay, I should have just said pause for a second. I should have just you know called out and said, yeah, I just give me just a minute. I need this. And the good people will you know let that happen. The bad people like, no, no, you need to do this. Oh God.
You gotta come in, man. Take an aspirin. Take an aspirin and the Gatorade. You'll be fine. We'll give you breaks.
Just take a Powerade. Take a Powerade break.
Yeah, you'll
Okay.
be good. We'll give you a shit ton of ibuprofen.
We got
I got.
Adderall. You want Adderall?
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Perfect fucking focus shit. Yeah, it also the ego definitely in the kind of kitchens you go to. That's one thing I noticed. There's definitely a point in the higher, like the fancier type of restaurants where
Hmm.
it's just there, you know.
Hmm.
And partially, maybe I'm playing devil's advocate. It's like rightfully so. You're making really well detailed food.
Hmm.
at a fast mode. It's like you're going beyond fries, and even
Sure.
if the place you're selling is fries, there's different components that go onto it. I mean, I just remember getting yelled at because like my ahi tartar, like we would make it in a bowl in a mold,
Hmm.
but it just didn't look right. And I never
Okay.
got really instructions on what it didn't look right, but eventually through tweaking, maybe not overstuffing it or understuffing it, making sure everything's like nice 90 degrees, like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got better at it. But yeah, I mean, that's again, like through pride and wanting to get better, your ego goes up, and then all of a sudden, comes a new guy, and you're just like, the fuck's your problem, man?
I mean, I blame food media.
Yeah.
I mean, like the thing is it's been so good. Like the last 15 years of Food Network or whatever, all these things have brought so many great things. Like cooks are getting paid more. People are getting called out more for inappropriate behavior and all this stuff. All these great things are happening, but the unfortunate thing is cooks are like socially on this pedestal now, and it kind of gets to a lot of people. You know.
The amount of line cooks
Mm-hmm.
that love to use the word chef,
Yeah.
and it's like the first instant. I didn't know that junior sous chef was a real position. I thought it was the bullshit position for the first 2 years of me hearing that word.
I
It
mean,
wasn't
kind of
like
is.
I like to me. It's like, why would you call it? I don't know, man. It just sounds like some corny like junior deputy. I'm a junior firefighter.
Yeah,
I'm a
it's like
junior
somebody's little
sous.
cousin had to tag along because somebody's parents said, "Oh, you just have to bring
It's
Jimmy."
bring your nephew to work day. Here's a
Yeah, yeah,
sticker. I'm a junior sous chef.
yeah. It basically means lead line. Like it depends on
Just
where
be a
you
lead
are.
line. Yeah,
It depends on where you are and like what you know the diction you add to things. But
I
I mean, yeah.
I wouldn't, man. Me personally, to me, there's only two chefs: the head chef and the sous chef.
I mean, Junior Sue. Basically, Junior Sue is like.
It's the sous responsibilities minus the writing people up.
I mean, when I hear that, I think like corporate. If that's a corporate structure, they love hierarchy and they love a little jobs done by a bunch of people,
Ooh,
and
I never thought about it like that. Yeah, that sounds
yeah,
kind of crummy.
and that's how they spread the dichotomy of workload basically. So that's what I think of when I hear like junior sue or executive sue or all these kind of like extra fluffy terms. That's what I think of, like big hotels, corporate things, big catering outfits, this kind of stuff. That's what I think
More
of.
ego. More
But yeah, I mean,
ego.
the thing is, like, as soon as you start getting like titles, as soon as you get titles and all these little things you can write on your resume, things start getting a little sideways. Like I feel even now, especially like I have to constantly reevaluate myself and say like, okay, was that right? Was that wrong? Do I have to step back a little bit and go, oh, okay, yeah, no, I need to focus up here.
Where do you need to keep your ego in check in the kitchen? Do you still have
Um,
moments, or is that fairly
yeah,
under
I
control?
mean, of course, like the thing is, I've been cooking now almost 14 years or something, so I think with age comes that kind of thing naturally, just because you see somebody who's been there like 3 years and they're like super cocky and they're like, yeah, I can saute real quick. You're like, okay, but everything's kind of burned. Some things are just steamed, like but I got it done real quick. You're like, yeah, okay, but like it's all fucked up, so I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how's that going for you. Like,
Literally quoting every fucking chef code out there.
yeah, yeah. It's just
Oh,
it's
that's
the way it is. Like,
hilarious.
but the thing is, for me, I'm not a big ego person, and I'm not a big competitive person by nature. But if you do follow me on Twitter, I do call out a lot of people for things because
At Beyond the Pass on Twitter.
yes, yeah, that wasn't a shameless plug. It was very shameful, but it was me saying like that's where I usually do a lot of calling out of things. Like I love absurd things, and mostly it's not me getting angry about stuff. It's more just so you put that out there, huh? Okay, all right, that's cool. Good for you. That's fun.
Yeah, I guess that is an outlet.
Mm,
Twitter.
mm.
I'm very competitive.
Yeah. Okay.
And so for me it's like I kind of see it as like I don't like say like physically sabotaging, like I'm not going to oversalt something or
Hmm.
anything, I feel that's kind of low.
Yeah.
I just have a I like to focus more. I used to, not so much anymore, but I like to basically highlight your shortcomings. Like whatever your shortcomings are,
I
that's
like
what
to
I'm
make you look a little
bad.
worse than what you really are.
Yeah, like we're
And
gonna
by a little, I
highlight it
mean a lot.
by yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And I mean I don't like it because it's like now it's like where has that taken me, and then like just the mental attitude switch that I've had over time,
Hmm.
and it just kind of it's like all for what, for like what, like we said earlier, like a position, a fancy title.
Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of I don't think most cooks aren't thinking about a fancy title because it comes with like a good pay.
Hmm.
It's like even if say like right now you're a line cook, even if you gave me a chef's salary, I think that's great. But in the long term of all the careers, probably
Hmm.
not so high, probably not so good, still pretty low.
Hmm. Hmm.
Most cooks were just into it's that pride thing, and
Yeah.
again, it's coded. There's that ego at the core of it.
Hmm.
Like most people, they like that feeling of like I'm doing this because I like cooking for my family and my friend. It's all self,
Yeah. Yeah.
and which is a great thing. I'm not knocking it, but it's an easy way for ego to just slowly get in there.
Yeah. I would say anything that's like art based, craft based is, unless you like an artist, for instance. I'm not saying cooking is art, but say art, for instance. If you truly just really loved art, you would just do a painting and then, I don't know, keep it somewhere or burn it or throw it out. Because the act of showing someone is, hey, what do you think about this? And cooking is very much like that. Like,
Or not even
you
that.
know,
It's sometimes it's you're making the food. It's like, look how awesome this is.
yeah, it's
You don't
not.
care. You like so many times, dude. Like
Mm,
that's definitely where I have ego. When I make food
hmm.
and I know it's good, I could give a
Hmm.
fuck if you didn't like it. Okay, it wasn't your taste. It wasn't your preference.
Hmm.
But you're not gonna tell me that it wasn't good. You
Sure.
know, and I could be absolutely wrong.
Hmm.
But I think I kind of in a way lead with the ego there.
I think.
And I
Well,
mean, look what we're fucking doing right now. We're fucking talking food like we fucking know something. Like we're like we're not men of
we're both
industry.
idiots. I mean,
we're yeah, we're both idiots, man.
we're both
Eh,
idiots just
but
talking
it's
into
like
nothing.
I upload these videos with the confidence of it's like you could like tell me it sucks and I'll be like, okay. Like no one fucking told you to tap on this video, listen for 60 minutes, eat a whole fucking dish, and then
Yeah.
tell me it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
I mean, yeah. So like when it comes to the ego and that kind of thing, like I think the important thing is knowing and registering in your brain that cooking isn't altruistic for a lot of people. Those that are like really, I'm not, and I don't mean this in a negatory way, but like the touchy feely cooks, like, oh, I just don't like want to cook for my family, and I just want to become
Mm-hmm.
my grandmother, and blah blah blah. There are people like that. Cool, good for you. But the vast majority of line cooks and stuff, this is their job, their career. This is a craft they do every day, day in, day out. And the thing is it's not altruistic. Like we do this because we're selfish. Because we give up so much of our lives, so much of our time, our free time, get shit pay, and it's honestly it's because we fucking love it. And to me that's selfish. But that's kind of what cooking is to me a little bit. It's a little bit selfish. It's a little self-indulgent.
It really is, man. I could
Yeah.
have easily had a better paying job,
At
and
fucking Walmart.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like I choose not to.
Yeah.
I could if I quit a job. I know that there's people that's gonna be like, oh, here, get a job here. It pays way the fuck more, blah blah blah.
Mm.
It
Hmm.
just I couldn't fathom doing anything else.
No. No,
Like,
I've looked. Fucking believe me, I've looked into like uni and stuff, and I've said, oh yeah, what if I went back to school and da 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 or whatever, retrained in something. No, everything seems fucking boring. And I think like if I went to an office, I think I would be sorry. I think I'd be ran out of the office, to be honest. Like I'm not meant for that white collar life, and I'm okay with that. I don't.
yeah, I got friends. It's like I hear just stories about their bad boss or just things, and it's like
Yeah,
I don't know how they
the
do it.
AC was really high today, and I got a little bone chill. I was like, oh fuck you. How about that?
It,
Sounds
that's
awful.
that's like equivalent to a
Mm.
server coming up to you while you're working grill. It's like, oh man, it's really hot today on a
Yeah,
nice summer day. You're just
yeah.
like, yeah, it sure is
Or
hot
worse,
today.
when it's winter and like, oh, it's cold and on the floor. I'm like, fuck off.
Brrr.
I
They go to
am,
your station. You're like,
yeah,
oh, it's so
I am
warm here.
fucking boiling my balls over here. You fuck off, please.
You want to trade?
But I think that's where the yeah, I think that's the beginning of the front of house back house kind of fight when it comes to ego. I think too is we view them as expendable in a way. And
Yeah,
don't
like how?
I'm not
Oh
going
my
to put
god, the
words in
amount of
everyone's
time
mouth, but we see that. Yeah.
I am 100% have been guilty of at some point being like no one comes here for the servers. Okay, no one wrote a
Hmm.
review. No, they come for the food.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're here. You're whoever. Run the fucking food.
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
know,
We've
it's
all been there.
awful. Yeah,
Yeah, we've all been there.
but it's like that's kind of like line cooking 101. That's
Hmm.
like when you first go in there, you get handed your how to be a line cook pamphlet.
Hmm.
Know thy enemy front of house.
I have grown to appreciate the front of house much more than I did my first probably 6 years because I mean, believe me, I was on the front lines of like the war between the front and the back, and I was like, "Fuck these guys, idiots," blah blah blah. But then I realized, you want to work in places where the front of house want to be there. You don't want to work at a fucking Chuck E. Cheese or some thing where like it's just a bunch of people getting beer money on the weekend. Like it's a very different experience when you meet servers that really care about service, wine, presentation of things, the flow of the restaurant and how things affect everybody else when they, let in too many people at once or, seat double book tables or, it's important stuff. And I think serving too is it's kind of like the cold section in the kitchen, right? You know, garde manger is as difficult or as deep as you want to make it. You got pates, you got terrines, making sausages, or you're just tossing a fucking salad. You know, in the front house, it's the same thing. I think if you want to go deep into it, you can go deep into like wine and liquor theory. You can learn how to really present yourself and hold yourself, and but keep the service warm and inviting. There's an art to it that like I don't know about you, but I can't fucking do what they are doing. So I'm not going to give them too much shit. Uh, if they fuck up a little bit or something happens, whatever. I don't want to do their job. I couldn't do their job.
And so many times, our fuck ups just end up blowing up in their face because there's a shitty customer.
Yeah.
Like yeah, I agree 100% with the whole. They do a job that I genuinely wouldn't want to do.
Hmm.
I don't have that sort of patience for like a shitty ass customer or shitty attitude.
No.
Uh,
No.
I, I,
Absolutely
I,
not.
ju- I just couldn't. Like, I am so like no, no, no. I'd be way too comfortable. It creeped me out how comfortable I'd be about the idea of getting fired. Just being like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go grab my things because I'm about to say some shit to this guy, and I just want to walk up. Like, yeah, I'm not coming
Like if
back from
somebody
that.
snapped at me to call me over, I would flip the fuck out.
I'd be like, what the fuck is your pro? Yeah,
Yeah.
they get that, and in the last place we had an expo and a
Mhm.
dedicated position, which was food runner,
Mhm.
and that food, and I think that position has been like the greatest position that I've ever encountered. Because before that, I did get along with front of house,
Mhm.
but it just depended on which restaurant because there wasn't like a connect. They, in some kitchens, especially closed ones,
Mhm.
all the cooks are behind the door, and then all the action, the server station, everything a server will need is in the front.
Right.
Everything they need, if they come to the kitchen, it's really just for the food or some quick supplies.
Yeah.
And so some kitchen, so it's like you might have a good interaction with some, but you don't really get to know them. But then
Mhm.
to have like a front of house person, and usually it's in the company I was in, it's you would go from like hostess to food runner.
Mhm.
Um, that could evolve into say like a bar back position or
Mhm.
usually bar back, and then from there it just depends. Do you want to be learn bartending or you want to become a server?
Yeah.
But I'd encounter a lot of them, and just I think like most cooks, I just would, you stay on your side, I'm on my side. We don't need to talk or interact. But it
Mhm.
wasn't like a rude thing. It was just like I don't know what to talk to you about. But they're very because they're so good at socializing because they have to interact with people.
Mhm.
They have an upper hand as far as getting us to open up.
Oh
Because
yeah.
what at best, what are we gonna be? Like a shitty customer, but they get to redo it every fucking day. They're gonna break someone down. I've seen, like I have a friend, and there was a front of house manager that he hated. He
Mhm.
really deeply hated with a passion,
Okay.
but she knew that he hated him, and every day she would just try different ways to win him over. It never happened, but for her, it was just a game. Like
Okay.
there was nothing he could do. And I think that, like, yeah, that's a major advantage. I don't have, like, in some ways, man, we're fucking just bitches. Like, we're oversensitive, ego maniacal asshole bitches.
Yeah. I
Like,
mean, some
fuck,
servers are
man.
too. I mean, I mean, everyone's
Yeah.
different, right? Everyone's takes all kinds of fruit to make fruit cup. It's like, uh, yeah. I mean, everyone's a bit different. Everyone's got their own way, and like they have the emotional intelligence to kind of navigate people, and they're the ones that are the face of things. So when we fuck up things, they have to go out and talk to those guests and be like, and the good ones, to be fair, will be like, oh, sorry, we messed up. Not, oh, the kitchen fucked something up, or the kitchen's I don't know, they put sauce on it when it was lactose free or
They
whatever,
didn't
whatever.
fire my ticket. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, they fucked your shit up. Sorry. The good ones will be like, okay, we messed up. Sorry, it'll be 7-8 minutes. Sorry about the wait. Here's a half glass of wine each. Blah blah blah. Whatever. And it's just a quick, easy. And they know how to smooth those things out too, right? Like if we're lagging in the kitchen, they know how to kind of like they're they're like Stephen Hawking. They're just like spreading out space time and just like they're just making it work. They're like,
Yeah,
yeah.
if you're just cool with them and just you're honest with them, like, hey, sorry, I fucked this up or I did this.
Hmm.
If you just explain why you're redoing it,
Yeah.
dude, they can be so cool with it, and then they'll go buy you sometime.
Oh yeah.
You
I mean,
know,
communication is fucking key, but like
they will
again, our
fucking
ego
help you.
gets
They'll
in the
go
way.
above and beyond, man.
Yeah.
It's a two-way street.
Hmm.
I mean, and then once you become that, like, I've had moments where it's like I'll even like do a little extra, add a little more food on something,
Hmm.
just because I want that server to get like a good tip, a good encounter, because it sounds like he has like really good fucking customers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, and I think that's also good, especially if you're going into restaurants and hey, if you're a good enough customer, that behavior can be rewarded sometimes.
Oh yeah. I mean, for sure. I mean, it seems stupid, but when you say one team, one dream, it's really true. I mean, you can't do one person isn't an army, and you can't just do it all on your own. And servers are just as important as we are in a way. They just do it differently than we do. Simple as that.
It's like we make the food, but they tell the story.
Yeah, they tell the story, they match the wines, they do all these kind of background things. They buff the cutlery. Fuck that. If I want to, I don't want to do that. They just sit there for like
Polish.
an hour fucking polishing cutlery.
You're leaving, they're still there.
Yeah, yeah, they work till
It's
I
like we
mean, we
have four
work
more
late, but
racks to
they work
go.
fucking late. They're there till like
Yeah.
2 in the morning, just buffing cutlery and like setting up the restaurant for tomorrow and this and that. Like, yeah, I mean,
Oh man, and then having to remember like modifications, and then
and
what
then we
table
fuck
had
it up.
what drinks had what. Can
Yeah,
you read your own handwriting? Like, god
I do
damn.
miss a printer. Like we have a writing system in the restaurant I'm in currently, and they come in, they just scribble shit on the thing, and some are better than others, and you're like, oh, please don't do this to me. What the fuck does that even say? I mean, it's all in Norwegian as well, but like I can read it if they actually wrote it. But yeah, it's a bit of a it can be a bit of a task when there's no printer. I do miss that, but it's not as common here.
Did you ever go out with front of house?
No, I was a very big like don't shit where you eat person because I've seen a bunch of like. Are you talking about like dating, right? Or
No,
like
no, 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 no.
chilling?
Like yeah, go out for drinks and stuff like that.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I have buddies that I work with now that we grab beers every once in a while. But
I've only done that at one restaurant. That's because like one of the cooks really pushed for that. Like he
yeah,
he came from the other county that has all our Michelin star restaurants.
yeah, okay.
Like our like my county has like one or two, but the Napa County, it's like that's where you want to go.
Yeah.
That's where French Laundry is. But
Hmm.
anyway, he did his run through there, and I met him just like kind of like where I'm at now, just wanting to chill,
Yeah.
have an easy job. But
Hmm.
like, yeah, he would always like, how come we're not going out? Like, you guys need to be going out. If you're gonna build like a good team, you guys have to go out because that way, if you go out, you get more comfortable with the person. You can communicate better. You don't feel any reservations.
Hmm.
And I mean, it was the only place I did it, but it really worked out. And I remember once a month, front of house back, like it didn't matter. Like you would invite whoever you want
Hmm.
because that once a month we'd all just like meet up at a bar and just kick it, man. Sometimes we, Uber from one town to the other. I mean, just had a really good fucking time.
Hmm.
But you know what? And to his credit, he was absolutely right. It really did, you know, make me appreciate front of house more. And you see them more as people. It's like, like you said, we're put up on a pedestal. So our fuck ups are, it's almost like, don't look at that. Keep it moving. How badass I
Hmm.
am. But
Hmm.
like front of house can sometimes be viewed as like just like, oh, look at those fucking like little sensitive bitches. But it's like that's not the case.
No, no, not at all.
There,
I mean,
there's people, and just like anything, a lot of the front of house are students, and they're so fucking
yeah,
intelligent. They're
yeah.
they're capable of so many cool things. I've worked with like people that now do archaeology,
Wow.
nurses, nutritionists, you know,
Fuck.
equestrians. It's just wild shit, man. Like front of house is deep. Front
They,
of house is
the,
very
their
deep.
their skill set runs as deep as like they want to go, right?
A
I
line
mean,
cook, it's like, yeah, you're a line cook, and you went to a Michelin restaurant
uh,
and you went to school at the CIA. That's
yeah,
cool. And,
Th-
and that's it.
and it
That's the
ends there.
story.
It really does. Yeah, you're like, oh, okay.
Are you going to
But think
school?
about
No.
this: like, we get so many Food Network shows, right? Picture this. So, we have all these Food Network shows. Obviously, everyone watches cooking shows and media and whatever. But like, think about a show where somebody has to run a service. Like they follow someone where they have to match wines with food that come out, or an actual like watching a server run a room or a competition in that way where like somebody has to be the best sommelier or a maitre d of like a fake restaurant or whatever. I mean, I would watch that. I would find it interesting because it's nice to see how the other side works and that sort of thing. Like cooking shows to me are kind of, I mean, they're sensationalized, so it's kind of hard to watch a lot of them for the most part. But yeah, I would watch a front of house thing. I don't know how it would be structured, but I think it'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. Yeah. How you know what the only thing I can think of as a reference was Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay,
Sure, yeah,
and then
yeah,
he had offshoot of that, Hotel Hell.
yeah.
And I went through a phase where that's all I would watch on YouTube is just those clips or the full episodes. But
Yeah.
it does give you a better insight of front of house or just how ridiculous customers can be. I mean, you already hear crazy stories and you're like, I can't believe like this is what this guy's going through. Like
Mhm.
it's ridiculous, the customers. But then to see it actually happen, unfold, and watch them do mental gymnastics to try to keep that customer happy, yeah, I'd watch
Oh
that shit
yeah.
for sure.
Especially like to be honest, especially when there's a shithead line cook giving them attitude and they're just trying to like fix the problem.
And then
Like,
you have the
well, why didn't you do
context.
this or why didn't you
Yeah,
do that? Like, okay, well, they're trying to fix it. Don't give them shit about it.
bro, just chill.
Like, we're all trying to fix a problem. Like, we're in the problem solving business. We're not really truly in the food business. We're in the problem solving business, and we're trying to get this going together. To just like have a little bit of chill and like let's figure this out. you know.
Yeah, especially if it's like what the first hour of service,
Yeah.
first hour and a half. It's like, dude, just let's get this problem out of the way so we can
Mhm.
just keep it going. This little problem's not going to dictate how the rest of service is going to go.
Yeah. Like we have a new server, like new to us and new to the industry for the most part, because we're having problems finding people, but we're just finding where we can now. And he's just super apologetic for everything he messes up, and I'm like, man, don't fucking worry about it. It's okay. Nobody died. It's cool. Like we're not like putting the missile launch codes into the machine. We're just giving them dinner. It's cool. Like we'll fix. It's no problem.
He's
And he's
seen
like,
one too many episodes of Chef's Table.
maybe, maybe. I mean, that's the one thing I really do enjoy overall is I really do love Chef's Table. I think it's fun to
Yeah, me too.
watch.
It's the only one I can watch from beginning to end. Everything else, I'm just like I don't care.
I
It's
mean, the
just
Food
weird.
Network is like junk food media. Like that, it's just like, uh, guys, whatever, grocery dash or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't know. The,
Well,
the the people at
you
the Food
you
Network table are like, oh,
watch what you
what
say
else can we
about
get
Guy
him to do?
Fieri, man. The man's a national treasure.
I know, I know. It's
You
just
got to
what
be
came to
really
mind.
cool what you say. Okay, that man is not trash media. That man is the media. He
He
is
is
food media.
media.
He is food media.
Well,
All roads lead to Flavor Town.
is it him that's the face of the Food Network now? Now that Bobby Flay's gone, is that
I'm
is that?
pretty okay. So to be honest with you, I haven't had like TV cable in years, at
Oh yeah,
least 5 years,
yeah.
longer than that. So I have no idea what's going. I didn't even know Food Network was still like a relevant channel, but I
I
guess it
mean, yeah,
is. I guess it is because it's like there's a lot of shows that I enjoy watching on Netflix
yeah.
that I think are on Food Network,
Hmm.
but that's my only reference to their
Okay.
popularity. So you're telling me Food Network is still very popular and popping.
I I assume. I mean, I don't have it here,
I
obviously.
mean, I liked
I
Alton Brown's show. Remember his show?
oh, Serious
N-
Eats, is that it?
something like that. Good Eats, Serious Eats. Yeah, I like Alton Brown. Jesus, I don't know anything about food, but I'd watch his shit.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's super entertaining. It's food science, so it's interesting on like on a deeper level. Like if you really want to understand, how eggs work, or why they coagulate when they do at a certain temperature. These things, like, yeah, it's great for that. That's actual education. That would that I would say is worth watching. But like watching a bunch of people scramble, home cooks scrambling to make, I don't know, whatever, salmon
What
on
if you did like
asparagus. You're
a
like, okay,
love dating thing where it's like you take a full restaurant staff
hmm,
onto an island,
yeah.
and what happens when they all live together and cook together, and then when relationships start bleeding into service.
Oh god.
There you go. Like
Like I said
that.
earlier, I'm a very like don't shit where you eat person, and that
And
would
then it's
happen for
like,
sure.
after service, everyone just gets just crazy drunk and hooks up. And then everyone wakes up
Yeah.
like 2, 3, it's like, oh, thank God
Ugh.
today's my day off, blah, blah, blah.
Oh god. Like if there was a reality show that actually followed a restaurant, uh, like they would do it with the Kardashians or something, that would be like the pinnacle of food TV, I think, because it would be the realest fucking thing. that's ever happened.
The realest fucking thing.
Well, because like, think about it. Like, if there was a camera crew actually following around a restaurant staff and doing their whole talking head thing and whatever, I think people would fucking love it. But I have no idea how that would happen.
I'm going to tell you right now, whatever company does that is going to have like really good fucking lawyers.
Yeah, because if they want them.
If back of house wants to be open and feel like, okay, I can just be me.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're gonna get some really good footage if you have good lawyers.
It'd be like Munchies circa 2013 kind of thing.
It's like, bro, Chris fucking doing rails of coke in the back.
He's just raging. He's just yelling about like
what is
propaganda.
Going on? Yeah,
we don't even know what he's talking about. He's just yelling about fucking unicorns and propaganda and narwhals and stuff. It's just weird. Like, why is he screaming? I don't know. Yeah, but this is great TV. Keep it going.
Yeah. Cooks go wild. Cooks go wild.
Well, I mean, that would be.
Oh, that's a whole other different thing.
We're developing a show for Food Network right now, aren't we? Is that what we're doing right now?
So, like, you know. You can call it.
Fuck this podcast.
Call it like okay. So think of like a heart and then a cross, kind of like I Love Lucy. It can be called Lost in the Sauce.
Oh God. Yeah. I mean, I honestly think this would be huge if someone if it wasn't like a legal fucking landmine, like field of landmines. I think
on a remote island,
it'd be great.
Cooking their ass off. You know.
Cooking for survival.
Yeah.
Survivor,
Watch what
just with a whole restaurant.
When things get heated.
Yeah.
You know, Lust is cooking on Island 86.
Oh, God.
This fall on Food Network.
Oh, God. Hosted by Tom Colicchio.
So today,
can I tell you about my Shefty NFT experience thing? No.
Brought to you by NFTs.
Brought to you by gifts. Okay.
Sure, why not?
Cool.
They're really stretching it. Yeah. I mean, I guess that's the next frontier.
Yeah.
Focusing the social. I mean, you might as well. I'm surprised no one's done that before. I think, but you know, people hold chefing to that pinnacle. That what are we putting it on? A pedestal.
Yeah. I mean, people want to know what we're doing all the time, and like, you must get it as well. Like, I think all cooks and line cooks and chefs and stuff get it. You know, oh, I did this thing at home, and you're like, yeah. I mean, great. I mean, in my mind, if I'm honest. You know, I think, okay, great, but do that like 100 more times and with a lot more people. And then we can talk.
Yeah, right. And it's like, oh, by the way, it's not going to be your recipe. And by the way, you're probably going to be against the way it's prepped.
Yeah.
You might not agree with it. You might say like, this is the dumbest idea ever. Man, I've had to put out food that I'm just like, this is like, I hated the prep.
Yeah.
Or I hated the setup. Or it's like, why are you adding more shit onto my station, dude?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've had lots of experiences like that. They're like, my station's already fucking big, and you're going to add it onto mine? Like, yeah, but that guy over there, he won't be able to handle it. I was like, well, what the fuck, man? Then why put it on? What's the point? Why are you doing this? Why are you hurting me?
I like it. Yeah, I like it when they consider the work that goes in. I had a manager recently actually just come up to me. He's like, "Hey, how much more work would it be to do?" And he ran because they're trying to do like a happy hour thing, and so he just ran with like some of his ideas. And it was, I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna listen to me, but it was just kind of nice. I'm like, huh, yeah, you know what? I do know more than I think I do.
Yeah. I mean, you just gotta. I mean, it really like cooking is more like I said, it's more of a problem-solving issue. Like once you get to a certain point, like everyone can kind of cook. I mean, there's levels, of course.
You don't want to like do it so. Yeah. Sorry, I interrupt you, but it's you don't want to gets so complex to a point that you can't teach someone, because then it almost you've kind of defeated the purpose.
I mean, the
You
real
know?
good ones make a menu based on the people they have and what they know they can accomplish, not just again,
Yes.
an ego-driven menu that's like, we're doing this. Good luck keeping up. Oh, okay. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I'm fucked now for the next month or whatever. Great. You know, that sort of thing never works out very well. Like the good ones, the good head chefs kind of plan around what's doable. I mean, don't make concessions left and right and like dumb everything down, but be realistic with what's attainable. I think is important. Be
Would you
realistic.
do a show that's just based entirely on doing a stage? Like if
Uh,
you, Chris, would do like, we're gonna send you, Chris, for 6 weeks to a restaurant, and you're gonna stage. You're gonna, like, it's a 6 week stage, and then you give your feedback on what you thought, how your experience was.
right. Um, I would say no, and I only say that because I've got a very DIY fuck you punk rock attitude from when I was younger, and I really hate a lot of food media because I don't like the corporate envisioning of it, and I don't like the watering down the content. And like, how many times do people need to like be shown how to make scrambled eggs? Like, I don't fucking know what the point of a lot of food media is, to be honest. Like, if you watch enough food media, if you're like a person that engulfs a lot of stuff on YouTube or Food Network or whatever, you just see the same like handful of shit all the time. And it's just like, oh, now this person's doing this topic and that person did it last week, and blah 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 blah. So for
Everyone's got a
me,
twist to the same fucking thing.
yeah,
You're gonna see my mom's twist on scrambled eggs coming up
yeah. Or
next.
like, oh, I'm gonna make Gordon Ramsay's scrambled egg recipe, or oh, I'm gonna make a French omelet. Like, yeah, okay, cool. I
I
mean,
actually kind of
yeah.
did like the on YouTube they had this thing where a cook and
Hmm.
a non-cook would be like facing each other's backs. It was on Bon Appetit, and then the
Yeah.
professional cook would just verbalize how
Yeah.
to create as they were doing it.
Yeah, I've seen
I
those.
thought
Yeah.
that was cool. Like I
Yep.
could have easily watched that.
Yeah, yeah, that's fun. I mean, that's fun stuff. Like, that's taking like, or I can't remember. Is it Eater or something? They do a thing where like, professional chefs gets like really low quality, cheap ingredients, and somebody gets like really expensive stuff, and they're
Oh
making the
yeah,
same
yeah,
thing. I
yeah.
can't remember who makes that, but there's certain things that like
That's
I
a great
enjoy.
one.
You know,
And then there's
that's fun.
also one of my favorite ones is where they focus on like specialty cooks.
Hmm.
Like they did this series of like breaking down a fucking, beef, breaking down tuna,
Yes.
like
Yeah.
it was holy shit. That shit lives in, like, yeah, I made a playlist for that. That kind of shit was just fucking awesome.
Yeah,
I like
that's
that kind of
that's on my
stuff.
saved list on YouTube. I have a bunch of like butchery videos, breaking down all types of fish videos, um, a lot just reference stuff that I enjoy, a lot of bread stuff, things like that. Like, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like all food media is shit. I just think like a lot of it is shit. You
It's
gotta
just the
sift.
same old shit. It's just TV shit, man.
You've
It's
got to
just
like sift through the garbage to kind of like get to the gems. It's kind of the thing with that.
yeah, it's yeah,
I
it's
I
a
don't even know if I answered your question. No, I wouldn't do any. I don't like if this podcast went somewhere, especially like if we ever get sponsors or this sort of thing. I 100% have to be okay with the fucking product and have used it for enough amount of time where I feel like, oh, okay, yeah, this makes sense, and I don't want to like promote stuff that has nothing to do with the cooking world and stuff because I don't want to be a shill. I have no interest in that kind of shit. So TV stuff like that, I feel is shilling out, and it's kind of like not selling out in a way, but there's a line where like like Calicchio, right? He's pushing his NFT thing now, and like for what? It's just another way to make more money that he already doesn't need. So or maybe he's just trying to stay relevant. I don't know, or both. But yeah, it's not for me. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we ever talked about that. But if we ever got sponsorships or maybe we do reviews, I don't know. We can talk about products at some point or whatever. But I think, yeah, that kind of thing, it doesn't sit well with me usually.
Now, a word from our sponsor, Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola has been a major part of my life since I was a young child. With every dinner, with every breakfast I've ever had, you bet your ass there was a Coca-Cola nearby.
And now I have diabetes.
Now I have diabetes. Now my BMI is way too high, and I technically qualify for being morbidly obese.
And now I love Diet Coke.
Now we switch to Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
And for you hard diehards out there, there's Coke Zero. Now, zero sugar, 0 calories, 0 trans fats. Fully vegan.
Full on flavor.
All the flavor, none of the meat byproduct.
Yeah, no meat used. No, I mean, yeah, I think we're both on the same page when it comes to that, and when it comes to
what's really funny about sponsorships? I totally agree everything you just said, but in my head there's only one, and I'm like, that seems reasonable. Mm-hmm. For me, I think this would be like a significant moment is if we got sponsored by Cambro.
Oh, Cambro, yeah, I would like hard say yes.
I mean, like,
Cambro comes to us and like, hey, we got all those red lids for you. We got the little snap tops. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? I'm like,
all
I'm
the
thinking
blues,
yes.
the red tops you'll ever need. Holy shit!
Oh,
I'd be like, we got to do giveaways. Does your kitchen lack black? You 6 pans, 9 pans, car. Holy shit! Yeah. You see how excited you got for Cambro?
Yeah, because I love Cambro. They're great.
Cambro.
I love Cambros. I mean, they're not very common out here. You can get them, but they're like a specialty order thing. But god damn, are they great? Yeah, mm-hmm. I miss them. I love them.
Definitely. There you go. That's one of my
Cambro, hit us
moments.
Up. We should like link this podcast. Like we really pump up Cambro in this, guys. What can we do here? Hit them up on Twitter and be like, what can we do here? Tell me what I need to do. What teat do I need to suck? Just tell me.
I'm gonna build up a collection of Cambro, so my background in my videos will just be Cambros.
Oh yeah,
and we'll just do Cambro reviews, red tops, blue tops. We'll like do everything. We'll compare them to I don't know, rubber. This shit. Fuck this.
Look at this garbage. This like, stuff that warps in the dishwasher.
We're not even gonna unbox it because that's how much we don't fuck with Rubbermaid. Eat a dick, OXO.
Unboxing videos.
Yeah, OXO sucks.
OXO does suck. OXO does suck. Actually, no, I like their peelers. I like
not
their
anymore.
peelers.
Now you like Cambro peelers.
Does Cambro make peelers? Because if they did, I probably would love them.
They could.
They can do whatever they want. They're fucking Cambro.
It can be a wine key and a peeler. Yeah, a wine key, a peeler, and a corer in one.
That could be like a fun thing is if we did reviews on things. I don't know how we would review. We're both not going to buy like a fucking knife, a Doll Strong knife or some fucking I don't know,
like,
whatever
aluminum knife that's serrated and has points. It's like, have
you
you
know
ever
what we
seen
should
those?
do is actually buy obviously shit products like ceramic knives or whatever, and be like, yeah, this is real garbage, and this is why.
Or buy real shit products and just give you the silver lining.
Yeah, that
make
might
a
be
dish
nice.
with it and be like, so with this frugal knife that I purchased, look at this wonderful plastic.
You're really stretching it. You're like, yeah, it's pretty shit, but there's this one thing. I was like, okay.
Once I figured out how to cook and sharpen my knife, I got a good rhythm going. Everything was smooth sailing from there.
Once I figured out not to drop my ceramic knife on the floor, it really worked out for me.
Today we learned that you shouldn't use ceramic as a cutting board.
Yeah,
I thought
or glass cutting boards. They're super shit.
I
I
made
don't
that
know.
mistake. That's 100% a mistake I made.
Did you? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
yeah, because I didn't. I never thought about it. Like I remember buying like a cutting board,
Yeah.
and then a like ceramic cutting board came up on my Amazon, and I thought that was a legit thing. And then only later, I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? Why was I cutting on a ceramic board?
Yeah.
Like, no wonder the knife went dull.
I mean, it's like it's places like Sur La Table and stuff that like promote this kind of. They look nice. Don't get me fucking wrong, but did they perform? Oh no, no, they do
They're nice
not.
cheese boards. They're good cheese boards. Okay,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like to me, that's what they should be used for.
yeah. But I'm a
A
little
good
more classic that way.
charcuterie spread.
I like a wood. I like a wood board. But yeah, those kind of things are fine. I'm a little more classic that way. But no, yeah. As far as those things are concerned, yeah. I mean, again, like I think that's where ego comes in for a lot of cooks. Like they think, oh, people are approaching me with products or reviews, or they want me to be on TV or any of these things. And I think some people get wrapped up in that and think like, oh, I've got something to say. Some some do, some really don't. So it really kind of depends, I think. Like, do you feel like it's a worthy opportunity, not just to make some fucking money, but like to move the needle a little bit, to actually like put something out there that hasn't been covered before? Because what I get worked up is when I see like, oh, like 10 tips and tricks like chefs don't want you to know. I'm like, there's no shadow ban on like knowledge. We don't go out there and like
Unlocking the chef's secrets.
yeah, yeah, like
It's gonna be me with a ski mask. What's up, y'all? Today I'm gonna be spitting some real facts. We're gonna be
yeah,
talking
you're in the
about shit
dark
that
and you got
they
a
don't want
mask
you to
on, like
know.
they alter your voice like
Well, I've been cooking for a better part of 10 years.
It's just like, yeah, I mean those are the things that really get my shit boiling. But it's I mean, the real secret, guys, is that we have hoods at home that actually soak up all this fucking smoke. So high heat and butter at the end. No secret.
Pretty much. There you go.
Yeah, not really a secret. And then, of course, like fucking ability, because we cook every day and we've trained ourselves. So if you just like making grilled cheese sandwich, and the one tip and trick I actually tell people is like literally learning how to control heat.
Oh, dude, yeah, I've mentioned that
That's
several times. It's
yeah,
not like off and high, off and high.
yeah.
Dude, learn it. Each
Learn
one,
how to fucking control your temperature in the pan, and
and
you'll be
each
fine.
burner has its own like personality.
Yeah,
Some of them you gotta whack them on. Some of them, as
I love like we all have our favorite one, right?
definitely
Yeah,
100%.
yeah,
Mine was the lower right.
yeah. Mine too. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like my go-to, and then the middle one was like the second one. Yeah,
And the bastard child is always the kitty corner away from your favorite one. You're like, nope,
the
not
complete
that one.
opposite side. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It's like try as he might, as hot as he wants to get.
yeah,
At most, he's just gonna. I'll put a Bain Marie on top, and it'll just
yeah.
keep the water semi-warm.
This is the sauce I'm reducing, and I'm gonna ignore it. Fuck it.
I
Like,
can put a sauce on that because I'm never gonna take that flame serious.
no.
Like
That's like
the chef could call me and be like, "Bro, you left the burner on last night." I'd be like, "Which one was it? The one
was it
at
the shitty
top?
one?
Yeah, was it the top left corner one? Yeah, you're waking me up for that shit. Fuck out of here." The
At least it's
pilot light
working.
poses a bigger threat.
At least it's working, At least it's
Yeah,
doing something finally.
it's doing something after a couple of whacks, and then you have to go find a lighter to light it. Yeah, yeah.
Well, because that's always the one that people like boiled over and fucked up, and like there's always a bunch of carbon kind of stuck in the tubes and stuff, so it doesn't really work very
Yeah.
well. And you're like, yeah, that's always the little fucked up one, and he's a little special, but we still use him because
We still love him. He still has his use.
he he's with us in spirit. But yeah,
Well, there you go. I think that wraps it up.
I think we did okay.
We've said what we needed to say.
We talked about ego. We talked about front of house and back house. What else? Sponsorship deals with Coke.
Cambro.
Cambros.
No. I'll take Cambro over Coke. I mean, I'm not gonna say no if Coca-Cola comes, but Cambro. That's how we made it. That's it. That's how you know.
We just put this into the world. We're like, yeah, we're gonna manifest this.
You want to talk about ego?
Yeah.
Every encounter, it's like, hi. I'm not even gonna say my name. I'm just gonna be like, I'm sponsored by Cambro.
I'm gonna look for the 6 degrees of separation from us and Cambro and just make our way there. I think is just what I'm gonna try and do from now on.
I'm gonna be like a Jehovah's Witness for Cambro and go door to door. Do you have some time to talk about Cambro?
Your Lord and Savior, Cambro.
Yes, exactly. Do you have storage? Do you have any storage of food or any items that you make? Do you have problems making too much stock? Cambro might be able to help.
Or how about stacking and not falling over?
That's what
Have you ever had that problem?
That's the worst. Cambros can stack nicely together. They also have rust-free racks.
And they have liter and quart measurements on the side. Perfect.
Oh my god. Clear for you to know. And you can ID them just by the color. Green top, red top, blue. You already know what you're getting.
It's easy. Cambro, please.
Even the kids can do it to clean up their room. You can put put some Lego pieces in the green one, maybe some Barbies in the blue top.
We'll make a whole episode just to you, Cambro. Just please. Please.
DIY, yeah.
Help us help you.
I use Cambro to pot a plant.
It's all over your flat. I'm like, yeah, this is all right. That's fair. You know what? I understand this.
Or
you got like a big 20-liter quart thing, and just
we can convince Cambro to like make a Cambro themed coffee cup, or I could 3D print PlayStation 5 covers, but like Cambro style.
This sounds amazing.
Cambro everything.
Cambro, hire us.
Yeah,
hire us.
We'll have our own page on Etsy. Cambro everything.
Oh man. Okay, I think with that we're at it. We're just creaming after fucking Cambro, and we're like,
we can have
seriously.
Cambro, but the bro part is highlighted.
Yeah. They know we're legit.
Yeah, we're bros. We're Cambros.
We're Cambros.
There we go.
We're changing the name of the podcast. Fuck it. Cambros.
Sponsored by Cambro.
If only we wouldn't get sued.
Can you guys please stop using the fucking name? Please. Yeah. It's embarrassing.
But it's so good, guys. It's so good.
What do you want us to do? It's so good. Yeah. Use something else. Use Rubbermaid. Martha Stewart has some shit too.
I don't want to name the podcast Rubbermaids though. That would be awful. Rubber Maidens.
Oh god.
Okay. I think that's officially now the end.